from their own farms and rice fields, because we have the problem of this middlemen coming over with their transports and gaining more than what the women have toiled and tarried for. So this is one area in which is a big challenge. The other challenge is skills training, because when we talk about women, we are also thinking about the young women who are our future leaders, who are right now the cream of society. We as the older women living in the rural areas, we have our challenges, but the younger women also have their challenges. They have to be empowered, they have to be given skills so that the rural environment would really flourish, just like we have in the urban areas.
Madam Jame also spoke on the slides President Jame has initiated to advance the cause of women, girls' education, improve access to health services, among a host of others she cited.
Programs, even from the government, the NGOs, the donor agencies, what we should look out for is to really have our gender lenses and then try to see in any activity that is really benefiting rural women, we should also be involved.
Going back to the team again, which says empowering rural women. So who are the beneficiaries? Is it elderly women, young women, or middle-aged women?
The beneficiaries, I should say, I'm glad that you came up with that question because I'm going to mention it. The beneficiaries, it's all. Because, you know, this society in Gambia, the culture that we have a culture of sharing. We have a culture of nurturing our elderly. We see in other countries you have the elderly being put in homes. But here we take care of our elderly. So the elderly women, they could be indirect beneficiaries. Okay, they are now old to do any kind of, you know, economic activity, but they are giving us advice and taking care of our children when we go to the farm, the rural women go to the farm. So, but the direct beneficiaries are the middle-aged and the young women. The middle-aged women who are toiling day and night, going to the rice fields, going to the farms, going to their gardens, non-stop. I think those people are the direct beneficiaries. The other ones, the younger ones I have already mentioned, they also work in the gardens. They have their mothers. Sometimes that's how they get their school fees. They should also be assisted. And the mechanized agriculture, anything that is mechanized, the women have no plan. They have no plan for women in that. Anything that is mechanized goes to the men, because there is this gender disparity. It's a gender disparity. Anything that is cash, it's a cash crop, is the men who take over, because I have to bring in this gender disparity. The cash crop normally in Gambia used to be groundnut, so it was only the men who were growing groundnut. But now, see, the Nerika rice has come, and there is cash. See, the men have even come to take over, and the rice growing, you know, is a domain for the women. So these are some of the issues that we have to look into, and mechanized agriculture, assist them with simple farming implements, because this is also very important. The women, they don't get much out of the work that they do. They toil day and night, and at the end of the harvest season, what do they get? Sometimes it's the resources are not much, and all that is going back to the household. They do not earn much cash. That's why they venture into the gardening. And the women, they need cash also to take care of their basic needs and for their health, because in order to address these MDGs, the rural women, they have to be empowered. If the rural women are not empowered, you talk about the ending poverty, which is MDG 1, and maternal mortality, because when women are working so hard with very little food to eat, you are sure to have infant mortality and maternal mortality, and also their health status, because education, that's why they say education is important. According to the UN study that was done, if women are educated, it reduces poverty, it even reduces maternal mortality, and they are able to educate more of their children, and their children are more healthy because they have the education and the know-how in order to assist.
For his part, Kajali Sonko, Assistant Director Research at the Women's Bureau, said a lot have been done in the area of empowering rural women and girls.
The critical challenges for rural women has been overemphasized in the past years, and that brought about the inclusion of issues that relates to empowering rural women in the Women's Act. There is a specific provision that talks about state institutions, parastatals, bodies, to make sure that they invest in the alleviation of poverty and eradication of all issues that affect women, particularly rural women and girls. The challenges, all of us know that there are a lot of issues that we need to address with regards to economic empowerment, poverty alleviation, issues related to health, maternal mortality, issues related to the agricultural production. How can we preserve, ensure that what they produce is being marketed at a profitable amount. So these are issues that are challenging, and we are doing all efforts to make sure that we address some of these challenges.
From your own perspective, what do you think will change the status of rural women?
Obviously, state institutions, parastatals, need to invest more on and try to address issues that affect rural women. And as I said, government has put in place the legislative environment so that institutions can come on board and ensure that certain issues are being addressed. And you know it better than I, that there are a lot of institutions that are investing in rural areas, be it NGOs, be it government. We have seen a lot of investments in terms of education, agriculture, environment, water, sanitation. So these are the issues that we need to strengthen and make sure that something is done.
Looking at the team empowering rural women, who are the direct beneficiaries? Is it the elderly women, the old women, or middle-aged women and girls?
This year commemoration is very critical. When you look at the international team, it says connecting girls with inspiring futures. And we want to link it with our local team, which is empowerment of rural women. This year, the commemoration will not only be going march past and disperse. We want to make sure that young girls, women, middle age, as you said, older women, to come together and discuss on the current challenges. Because there are certain things, those are young people who grow to become women. So if you concentrate more on older women and you leave young girls, there is the tendency that you have some kind of challenges in the near future. We have to look at ways and means where there can be dialogue with parents and their daughters to ensure that some critical issues are being addressed.
What is the way forward for Gambian women, particularly those in the rural areas?
It's basically to ensure that institutional mechanisms that are on the grassroots are strengthened. Support base is also strengthened at rural level. We have seen government putting in place support to ensure that production and productivity is being improved. His Excellency the President has given women tractors. These are means of women becoming producers, large-scale producers, and be able to better market and be able to better understand the farming methodology, particularly using technologies that they find it difficult to control. The control of technology must be strengthened. Women should be able to drive those tractors, be able to fix, be able to mechanize their own. We have to look at tangible strategies that can be achieved at a shorter term, instead of giving them tractors and then they give it to their husbands and the husband will drive in the tractors. At the end, the results will be very, very difficult to measure.
We'll now take a short break. We'll be right back. Don't go away.